Alright, Michael can mow a lawn in 6 hours. Jane can mow the same lawn in 4 hours. Now, if they mow the lawn together and have already mowed for 2 hours, what fraction of the lawn is left to mow? Alright, let's look at how to set this up. Well, wouldn't you agree they each did one job, right? So we're going to set up a ratio to represent this. And my ratio is going to be lawns over hours. Well, how many lawns did they mow? Just one, right? So Michael mowed one lawn, and it took him 6 hours. Way to go, Michael. And Jane over here, she wasn't wasting any time. She mowed one lawn in 4 hours. Good job, Jane. And it says together. They mowed the lawn together. Well, if we put those numbers together, what operation is that? Addition. And then that's going to equal, we want to know how much they can do that one lawn in. So it's still just one lawn on top. Do we know how many hours it's going to take them? No. And don't tell me it's 5. You don't just add them up and divide by 2. So it's X. It's a little more complicated than that. So it's going to take them X number of hours to do it together. All right. So now we're just going to get a common denominator. So 6 and 4, our common denominator is 12. 6 will go into 12 twice, so I just do times 2 and times 2. 4 will go into 12 3 times, so I do times 3 and times 3. And I end up getting 2 twelfths plus 3 twelfths equals 1 over x. Whoops. And I add those up. I have a common denominator, so that's just 5 twelfths equals 1 over x. And I'm going to solve this proportion now, just cross multiply. So 5 times x is 5x. 12 times 1 is 12. If I divide by 5 to both sides, I get 12/5, or 2 and, how much is left over? 5 times 2 is 10. We have 2 left over to get to 12 out of 5. So 2 and 2/5 hours. So yeah, that's way less than 5 hours, right? It's not just the average of their times. All right. Now they've already mowed for 2 hours is what the question says. They've already mowed for 2 hours. So what fraction is left to mow? What fraction of the whole lawn, right? So we're doing a part-to-whole relationship here. Because it says what fraction of the lawn is left. So that's part over whole. And I know they've already mowed 2 hours. And it takes them 2 and 2/5 to do it together. So I'm just doing 2 and 2/5 minus 2. And that's obvious. That's just going to be 2/5. So that's how much is left. But it's over the whole lawn. So how long does it take for the whole lawn? 2 and 2/5. But I'm going to write that as my improper fraction here. As 12/5. And now what happens if you divide fractions? How can you solve that easily? Multiply by the reciprocal. So we're just doing 2/5 times, and I'm going to flip this guy and make it 5/12. Now it's way easier to deal with. So top and bottom numbers, if they have a common factor, 5 will go into 5 once, 5 will go into 5 once. And look at your 2 and 12. They're both even, so 2 will go into 12 6 times. 2 will go into 2 1 time. Now we just multiply across. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 6 is 6. And we have our answer. So it's going to be 1/6 of the lawn is left to mow. Now if they would have asked how much have they already mowed, that answer would have been 5/6, right? All right, why don't you try one of these on your own, and we'll wrap it up. All right, go ahead and try this one on your own. You can pause the video. It's Michael can mow a lawn in 3 hours. Jane can mow the same lawn in 5 hours. If they mow the lawn together and they've already mowed for 1 hour, what fraction of the lawn is left to mow? Go ahead and pause the video. Try that one on your own, and I will be back with the solution. And here's the solution. There's step 1. Michael's 1 lawn in 3 hours, Jane's 1 lawn in 5 hours, and that equals 1 lawn in X number of hours. And then we solve for X, so we get 5/15 plus 3/15, which is 8/15, equals 1 over X. Cross multiply, and we get 8X equals 15. Divide both sides by 8, and it's 15/8, which is 1 7/8 hours. Now they've already mowed for 1 hour, so we just subtract 1 7/8 minus the 1, and that gives us 7/8 remains, and that's hours. So remember, this is part over whole. They've already mowed for 1 hour, so 7/8 is our part of what remains over the whole, which is the 15/8. And then we just multiply by the reciprocal, which is 7/8 times 8/15. Our 8s are going to cancel, and we just get 7/15 for our answer. Did you get 7/15? If not, try it again. Good job, Michael and Jane, using teamwork. Can you guys mow my lawn next? Thanks a lot.